We are here today to talk about H5N1, or better known as bird flu, and some new reports that we have seen from places like Science News and a few other reports that have been coming out about this virus and what it means for us as agricultural producers. Here's the gist. This virus is evolving fast, and our current methods for keeping it out of livestock and poultry barns, they're starting to fail. So, what are the findings? What do we need to be talking about as agriculturalists? A team led by Anthony Singor looked at nearly 3,000 virus samples from wild birds, chickens, and mammals. What they found was that the virus isn't just mutating, it's reassorting, which means it's picking up genetic material from other viruses like the seasonal flu and swapping genes like a deck of cards. This genetic remixing gives the virus more tools to spread and makes it harder to contain. In Singor's words himself, the virus is producing more and more offspring and finding ways to evade barriers. And most of this evolution that we are seeing is happening in wild birds, ducks, geese, migratory species, and that's not something new. That's where this whole thing started. So why does that matter? It's because these birds don't show symptoms. They move across continents, and they're just the virus's perfect incubator. They pass the virus along and it continues mutating as it goes, meaning even farms with strong biosecurity are getting hit with newer, tougher strains. Once that virus lands on your property, it's a different beast than what showed up the year prior. So why is it getting harder to keep out? This article that I'm referring to today points out that even in facilities with strict cleaning, disinfection, and entry protocols, outbreaks are still happening. Why? Because the virus has evolved and become more infectious, especially in our poultry populations. Traditional biosecurity is still extremely important, but it's simply just not enough anymore. And that's not just me talking. That is the consensus of the scientists studying this virus directly. So I talked about reassortment, and here's where it gets a little technical, but please just try to stay with me. H5N1 is reassorting with other flu viruses, meaning it can grab genes from mammal-adapted flus like swine flu or seasonal flu, and that raises lots of red flags for a few reasons. It could become more stable in mammals. Number 2, it could spread more easily between mammals on farms. It could also eventually learn to infect humans more effectively. We have seen some human cases. We've only seen one death in a human population from infected cases. And we're not there yet, guys. This article is clear. We are not to that point yet, but we are inching closer as this virus continues to evolve. It is extremely important that we don't look at H5N1 as just something that we can brush off or something that is only concerning dairies, only concerning our poultry populations right now. This article wasn't about cattle specifically, but here's what I want you to hear, that if this virus can evolve past poultry biosecurity, it could do the same across species. And this article shows that no system is foolproof when the virus itself keeps changing the playbook consistently, effectively, and quickly. So, as cattle producers, what can we do? We need to be tightening up our protocols. We need to be watching wildlife access, especially wildlife access for birds. And you need to be keeping up with your local extension offices, your local vets, people in your area and in your state that have new info and have it quickly and effectively. This is a situation where you need to be plugged into your team, and your team of extension people are the people that you need to be leaning on. They are the ones plugged in to your local universities and researchers and everything else, and can take all of that scientific jargon and explain that what we need to be doing at a local level. The reality of it is it's hitting different areas at different rates, and there's different concerns in different areas as well. So you need to be plugged in at a local level. The bigger concern of this virus is that it keeps reassorting, especially with human or mammal flu viruses, we could see a new flu strain entirely. We're not there yet, but we are closer than we were last year. And as producers, we have to be eyes wide open. Not panicked, but we do need to be prepared. So here's the takeaways. H5N1 is evolving, and it is evolving fast. Wild birds are driving its spread and genetic shifts that we've been seeing. Containment, something that's getting harder each and every day, not easier. As producers, we need to stay sharp, we need to keep our protocols updated, and we need to stay informed. We will keep bringing new info to you guys as it rolls out, but until then, you know the drill. Stay safe, stay smart, and stay in the know. Lean into your team. Lean into the research that is coming out. Lean into your local extension offices and continue to just stay informed. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode of the CattleUSA Daily Podcast. If you did, this was an article that was referenced in our CattleUSA Drive that we send out every single day. It is a newsletter that brings so much information to producers and industry professionals alike. It houses everything from current news to market reports to LRP rates to everything else in between. If you enjoyed today's podcast, make sure you go check out the article. I've got it down in the show notes for you guys. I've got that CattleUSA Drive link for you down there as well. So make sure you go check that out and continue to stay informed. As always, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, a blessed week, and we'll see y'all next time. Have a good one, y'all.